A sunny Friday afternoon here in Hickory at Durham Field in this presentation of the South Atlantic Conference on the Bears Sports Network. Today, Lenoir-Rhyne brings their 6-game winning streak into this one against Shippensburg from Pennsylvania. The first ever meeting between these schools. The Raiders starting their third series here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, searching for their first win of 2022. Eric Bach, Anthony Brown, AB, great to be with you here on our first baseball game together here on the Bears Sports Network.
I'm excited. I've been able to watch the Bears so far throughout this season. This is a heck of a team, and I'm glad to be on the mic for it.
Let's take a look at the team comparison between these two so far in 2022. It's been obviously a great start to the season for the Bears. Best start since 2017 when they won their first 9 games. Here in 2022, they've won 9 of their first 10. The .339 batting average is tied for the best in the SAC. ERA is sub 3.5. And Shippensburg, AB, they've really pitched it pretty well, but the bats have been the problem so far for the Raiders.
Yeah, that's a story we usually see in all sports. The defense ahead of the offense, the pitchers. They've kept them in some games, but they haven't been able to win it. And I think if you're the Bears today, you got to be excited about that because you got some arms that you're going to throw, and you might be able to put up some special numbers today.
Shippensburg lost 2 one-run games to Catawba when they got swept by the Indians last weekend in Salisbury. Let's take a look at our starting pitching matchup today. For this one, you mentioned 2 really good pitchers for the Bears, and the number 1 man for LR, Andrew Patrick's going, and you see ERA 0 in 12 innings so far. Not one run has crossed home plate when Andrew Patrick's on the mound.
Heck of a pitcher. I mean, he's going on his second year now, and I haven't seen a bad start out of him yet. He's just so consistent at what he does.
And Nick Zegna, who has pitched well for Shippensburg, goes to the mound for the Raiders today. 10 innings this year, 2.7 ERA. The strikeouts to walks is a little concerning with already 6 walks in 10 innings, and Patrick, obviously the numbers are amazing as we take a look now at our head-to-head for our position players in this one. It's Juju Casson, who is a North Carolina native, transferred to Shippensburg from Belmont Abbey, and Drew Unesta, that's Wade Kuda in the picture, but Drew Unesta is our man. 459, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and obviously OPS anything over 1,000 is really good.
And with the Bears, you could have picked any player. They're all batting really well right now.
National Anthem right now. We'll take a short break and continue talking about this one after this.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Back here at Durham Field, there's Drew Unesta. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. The transfer from Erskine, grad transfer, has been even better than this coaching staff even expected him to be, and the expectations were high.
I mean, he's been on fire. 459, I don't care at what point in time in the season. That's a telling batting average right there. 6 RBIs. He's very opportunistic when he's got people out there. And I think the best part about him is he's got hitters around him. It's not just him in the lineup. He's got a lot of bats around him, so he sees pitches and he takes advantage of it.
Take a look now at our keys of the game presented by Fry Regional Medical Center. Offensively for the Bears, they want to get to the bullpen early. Zegna has had some good numbers, and LR struggled against the Limestone starter on Wednesday, but once the Bears got to the bullpen, they scored 14 runs in 2 innings.
Very explosive. Got to find a way to get more arms involved in this game and take advantage of them.
And obviously defensively, the Bears have been really good at making the routine plays so far. And on the mound, getting ahead in the count is always key. Those are your keys to the game, presented by our friends at Fry Regional Medical Center. Now let's take a look at the Shippensburg starting lineup today here against Andrew Patrick. Juju Casson, who we highlighted, leads off. Carter Hines at shortstop. Matt Schilling in left. Jordan Yoder at first base. Andrew Chronister behind the dish. Justin Byler DHing. Brock Piper at third. Reagan Lawler at second base. And Jafari Williams rounds out the starting 9 for the Raiders. It's a sub-200 team batting average through 6. So hopefully for the Bears, those numbers continue against. You got Patrick going in game 1 today and Joshua Lanham going in game 2, both preseason first-team all-SAC performers.
And it's just about throwing strikes. You got to take advantage of a lineup that hasn't been hitting too well all year. Got to make the routine plays. Got to get ahead in the count. And the Bears should be in pretty good position to try to keep that streak going in the right direction.
So Andrew Patrick, 6 shutout innings against Goldie Beacom here 1 week ago, last Friday. It was both games that Patrick has pitched this season have been shutouts for the Bears. Patrick has pitched the first 6 shutout innings, and the bullpen has not given up a run in his starts as well. Opening day win 4-0 over Emmanuel, 5-0 win over Goldie Beacom last Friday. So a pretty remarkable start to Andrews 2022. And Juju Casson, who played against his old team to open the season for Shippensburg, squares to bunt, fouls it back to the screen. Strike 1, and we are underway 2 minutes early, 12:58 p.m. First pitch, 54 degrees, sun shining, and a beautiful February afternoon here in Hickory. And the 0-1 pitch, wave and a miss. Working down with the slider, 0-2.
And that's one of the things Patrick does extremely well. He's a good swing and miss guy. He gets a lot of people to be guessing in the box.
18 innings today between these two. Cranked up the heat. Casson fouled it back to the screen. "17 strikeouts through 2 starts so far for Patrick, and just gets his 18th of the season as Casson waves and comes up empty for the first out.
Now batting shortstop number 7, Carter Hines.
Quick work right there. You can get a bat like Casson out so fast early. That just helps get the game started the right way.
Carter Hines now, shortstop for Shippensburg. Watches the first pitch miss in the dirt for ball 1. Carter, 286 on the season, 4 for 14. Started now 6 out of the 7 games for the Raiders under head coach Matt Jones in his 16th season. Whew. This one's in the air right field, not deep. Actually deeper than expected. Bell backs up, edge of the warning track to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down against Patrick here in the top of the first. But the wind, AB, is going to be a factor today. I think that one carried more than it looked like it was going to off the bat.
I was just about to say the same thing, and it looks like it's drifting out towards right field. So things might get a little testy over there for the Triangle.
Last Friday was the game that Wade Kuda hit 3 home runs against Goldie Beacom, as Matt Schilling, the 3-hitter, takes a strike on the outside corner from Patrick. But the wind definitely helped one of those home runs for Kuda, so obviously, I mean, you always want to keep the ball down as a pitcher, but especially when the wind is gusting, as this one's out of play near us over the press box, and Patrick
Thought I had to play on it real quick, had to lock in.
Yeah, AB, man, on his toes up here. Schilling, a 5 for 21 start to his year in the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, touch off the dish, 1-2.
Ooh, that looked good. That's a great eye to not swing at that one. Patrick's firing the strikes in there early on, and to be able to lay off of that one in an 0-2 count, Better than me.
He's just been so dialed in to start in mid-season form from the very beginning. Stober blocks this one off the mask, 2-2. Bryce gets the start behind the plate today in game 1. You'll see on doubleheader days, Stober and Clarno split up the 2 games. So Nick DHing in game 1 and will catch in game 2.
2 very quality catchers, shall we say.
Yeah, defensively as good as they get. 2-2 from Patrick. Fouled off again. Good fight from Schilling. Stays alive.
You got to feel Shippensburg needed this because Patrick was kind of rolling through those first 2 batters. You needed something to kind of make this inning, make them work a little bit.
Raiders lost an extra inning game to Catawba in the season opener. Another foul back to the screen. 6-5 in 10 innings. And then in game 2 of the doubleheader, they lost 2-1 to the Indians, top 20 in the country, who will be obviously one of the challengers for the SAC title as always. Another 2-2. Line drive, base hit. Good at-bat from Matt Schilling as he one-hops that one to center field. Fought off some tough 2-strike pitches and has the first hit of the day.
And the thing you have to watch for when you play against a team like the Raiders is that they played against a good baseball team in their first go-around. So those numbers could be skewed a little bit, and they could be better than what it's already shown.
Yes, opened at Belmont Abbey. Didn't fare quite as well against the Crusaders in the first weekend as Jordan Yoder, first baseman cleanup hitter, chops the first pitch foul down the third base line for strike 1. But definitely was an improvement on the mound from the first series to the second series. Gave up 2 double-digit run games to Belmont Abbey in the first weekend, and then held a really good Catawba offense down. Slider above the belt buckle there for ball 1. Kuda backs up and drifts back into the left center field gap in center. And the 1-1. Blocked by Stober, 2-1.
Good block right there. That one kind of got on him before it bounced.
Bryce, go ahead, AB.
I got to be careful here watching maybe a little movement, trying to make something happen with 2 outs here, ahead in the count.
Just saying that Bryce Stober's innings behind the plate have significantly decreased this year with Clarno, but in the couple games that I've seen him in person behind the plate, he certainly looks like he hasn't missed a beat back there. Another look over at first to Schilling, who's 2 for 2 stealing bases this year.
And I can see the Bears are thinking along the same lines as me, 2-1 and 2 outs in the inning. This isn't a bad time to run.
Schilling stays put. Yoder off the handle, out of play, 2-2. Bears got some national recognition from D2 baseball as one of the stories of the first couple weeks of the season. Nice write-up from Wayne Cavati in that magazine that's known as one of the top coverage outlets of Division II baseball. And the 2-2 again. Upstairs, he went around, strike 3. So a pair of strikeouts in the first inning for Patrick. 2-out single doesn't hurt him. Bears trying to open the scoring here at Durham Field when you come back.
If you play hard, If you use your feet to chase fitness goals. If you stand all day at work. Introducing True Energy Infrared Technology Socks. These may be the best socks you ever wear. Our yarn is infused with infrared nanoparticles. Your body's natural heat ignites these tiny particles, producing infrared energy that improves circulation and stimulates cellular recovery. It's not magic, it's rocket science. The perfect sock for your active life, for fitness, performance, recovery. Proven innovation to ignite your true energy.
Back here at Durham Field, here's Nick Zegna, the starting pitcher for Shippensburg, and these are the 9 that he will face as we take a look at the Lenoir-Rhyne starting lineup. Not a whole lot of movement in AB. I mean, at this point in the season, the way the Bears are going offensively, there shouldn't be much movement with Kuda, Leskowski, Yanesta, Clarno, Atiles, Perino, Yuri, Stober, and Bell. Same 9 that we saw on Wednesday in the midweek win over Limestone. Just a small adjustment in the bottom of the lineup with Yuri after his 3-hit game on Wednesday moving up to 7th. But Zegna pitched really well last weekend at Catawba. He started that extra inning loss that I mentioned. 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, but only 1 of those runs were earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts in 91 pitches. So Kuda swings at the first pitch again. Right field, goodbye, what a start.
Wade Kuda, I don't even know why you throw him a strike on the first pitch. That's now his 3rd home run this season on the first pitch alone. Just not missing a beat up there.
SAC Player of the Week, Regional Player of the Week, hits his 6th home run of the season, and 3 of them have come on the first pitch. As you take a look at the Spangler replay, the wind's gusting out there, but that did not need any help.
That was gone everywhere and anywhere. He absolutely got all of that baseball.
An Oppo taco for Kuda. And the hits just keep on coming for the Bears. Laskowski watches a pitch outside for ball 1, but Zegna, man, home run on the first pitch you throw, that's got to be a little demoralizing.
I'm going to test the character here.
Laskowski behind that one, a ball and a strike.
Good little speed on that pitch.
342 for Cole. Transfer from Niagara County Community College up in New York. Down and away, 2-1. Laskowski had one of the big knocks in that 8-run 6th inning on Wednesday. Infield was pulled in, just tapped a little single up the middle, drove in 2 runs. And now is ahead, 3 balls and a strike. Fastball misses up and away. Laskowski has also walked 8 times this season, which is 2nd on the team.
Good
Strike
pitch.
on the corner, full count.
That's a good pitch right there on the inside. And Laskowski, he's got a good eye. He's not going to chase too much outside of the zone. So let's see what he gets right here with 3-2.
Gets a fastball, lines it into right field for a base hit. 2 men up, 2 base knocks for the Bears, who picked up right where they left off here on Wednesday.
And this is dangerous because this lineup doesn't get any easier as it goes down. I mean, Wade Kuda is to start you off, but the more names you see, the harder it gets.
Yeah, you said it. Doesn't get any easier here with Yanesta, Clarno, and Atiles coming up. And Drew, 459, also walked 9 times. The on-base percentage is well over 50%. Takes that slider across the heart of the plate for a called strike. OPS over 1,200, 4 doubles, 27 total bases. Pops this one behind home plate. Will it get out? It will not. Grabbed there behind the dish by Chronister as the wind pushed it back towards home plate. That was tracking to go out of play, but the wind helped out Shippensburg there for the first out.
Yeah, off the bat, I thought there was no way that stayed in, but as it just got higher up, that wind would not push it out the park.
So now Nick Clarno off to another great start. I mean, those 5 guys, Yanesta, Kuda, Perino, Clarno, Laskowski, all well above 300 here through the first 10. Nick's at 370 and watches the first pitch miss down and away for ball 1. DHing here in Game 1, will catch in Game 2. 2 for 4 with a run scored on Wednesday against Limestone. 2-0.
Clareno's he's such a fun player to watch. I mean, everything he does, he just has so much fun with it, so much style about how he does everything, and it was kind of fitting that he got to play with the Savannah Bananas over this summer.
Right. CPL champion, was one of the leading dancers on that team, which is a big deal to them. 3-0.
Just had a blast, and it really showed the kind of fun player he is, and he's carried that momentum over.
He and Unesta teammates for Savannah. The 3-0 pitch, called strike on the inner half. But that was a problem for Zegna in his first 2 starts, 3 walks in each of the 2 outings. And obviously you see the Bears off to a good start hitting today as they take a look at Laskowski, who's 2 for 2 stealing bags this year. But if you walk people, you saw what happened to Limestone on Wednesday. They walked a ton of people and gave up 14 runs in 2 innings. Clareno, chopper to third. Piper just will have to go to first, where he gets Clareno easily for the second out. Laskowski up to second. And a chance for Luis Attiles to knock in the second run here with 2 outs.
It's a win-win for both sides right there. You get to advance the runner, but now you got a runner in scoring position for arguably the hottest bat in the lineup.
Yeah, there's a lot of candidates for that distinction. But Attiles, in his last 3 games, has 9 hits and 6 RBIs. 4 for 5, 3 for 4, 2 for 2 in his last 3. Ball 1 in the dirt, scooped out of there by Chronister.
And it's almost worked out that him and Kuda flip spots from 1 and 5 in the lineup, because Kuda's been he's just swinging at everything, and it's going out the park, so he's just been a great leadoff guy.
Kuda went deep on the first pitch that Zegna threw here in the bottom of the first, and Attiles up the middle for a base hit. Laskowski coming home. It's mishandled in center field, and Cole will score easily. So Attiles' 2-out hitting continues. It's 2-0 LR.
Just all over that pitch, straight up the middle on a line. No doubter, that was a hit all the way.
First baseman number 20, Anthony.
Another 2-out knock. The Bears have been so good with 2 outs this season. 29 out of their 41 runs in the Goldie Beacom series came with 2 outs.
And that's what catches people's eye. That's the difference maker. When you can score with 2 outs, that's what take you from an average team to a good team, and a good team to a great team.
And I think the Bears are in the latter of those 2 categories, going from a good to a great team. And another one of those guys that has been great with 2 outs is at the plate right now, Anthony Perino. And he crushes a ball left center field. Casson looking up. It's the second home run of the inning.
Just did not miss on that one, hitting the tree way behind the fence.
Bears waste no time and put up a 4 spot here in the first inning.
My God, that one was smoked. Second home run on the season.
That's right. The first one was a walk-off home run against Barton. Cranked by Perino as you take a look at the Spangler replay. All Casson could do was watch it fly. Actually got snagged up in one of the top branches in that big oak tree back there behind left center field. 4 hits, 2 home runs in the first inning. I'd say that LR came out the gates focused here this weekend. And with Patrick on the hill, Bears got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now. Yuri down 0-2, waves and misses at that changeup.
Off speed's worked so far early today. It's just the Bears have been all over that fastball.
RBIs number 14 and 15 for Perino, which leads the team. Kuda knocked in his 12th run. The 1-2 to Yuri. Swing and a miss. So Zegna gets the strikeout, but the damage done. What a start for the Bears. They go deep twice, put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the first. We're through 1, LR 4, Shippensburg nothing on the Bear Sports Network. Some fireworks already. 2 home runs in the bottom of the first inning for Lenoir-Rhyne. One by Kuda, one by Perino. RBI single from Atiles, sandwiched between the two. And in the blink of an eye, it's 4-0 LR with their ace, Andrew Patrick, on the hill. Pair of strikeouts in the first inning for Patty. Did give up 1 single to Schilling, but he was stranded at first base, and now Chronister, the catcher, tries to start to cut back into this deficit. Breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 1. Eric Bach, Anthony Brown, delighted you are along with us on this Friday afternoon from Hickory, NC. That one hit the bat. It did. I thought the umpire was going to say it hit Chronister, but it definitely hit the bat for a foul ball. Ball and a strike.
And what a start for the Bears. You get a leadoff home run on the very first pitch. Double in there, and then another monster shot straight center. The bats came to play today.
Breaking ball, perfect location at the knees, 1-2.
Eric, did you know that the Bears went 6 years between leadoff home runs, and now I've done it in back-to-back seasons?
That is a good fact, AB. 2-2. Stober whiffed and hit the umpire.
Did it in the final home game of the season last year, and then you get one today.
Kuda was the one that did it today. It's a good little nugget there, AB. Little research department action. The 2-2 from Patrick. Waved at. Barely staying alive is Chronister.
Good job by Chronister right there. He was fooled. Just was able to get the bat on the ball, stay alive, see another pitch.
Chronister, 6th start. He's 3 for 18 to start the season. There's not a whole lot of success if you look at the box scores offensively for Shippensburg. Diving stop, Yanesta at third. Gets up and throws it up the line. Made 1/2 of a really good play.
Just didn't square around enough. Drifted off on the throw.
And they're calling that a hit for Chronister. Saying he would have beat it either way. So the second hit of the day for Shippensburg. Got one in the first with 2 outs. This one with nobody out here in the second. Justin Byler, the DH, steps into the left-handed batter's box and hits a ball to center field. Kuda underneath it, drifts back and grabs it for the first out. Not very hard contact there from Byler, and he's retired after 1 pitch.
You got to be careful with all the fly balls into the outfield. Yeah. The wind's got a good gust on it today, so outfielders got to play it safe, make sure they're behind it like Kuda was.
Hickory not generally known as a super windy town, but these last couple weekends we've had quite a bit of gusting winds.
It's February baseball for you.
A little bit unpredictable. We had one bad weather day last weekend on Sunday that we had to power through, but for the most part can't really complain about the quality of the weather so far here in February. Brock Piper at the dish. Chronister dives back in safely to first base.
And the only thing that's been better than the weather so far has been the play on the field. The Bears haven't really missed a beat. I know last year they were a 500 team at home, and
yeah,
I just don't know with how good they played some of those games, but also too this team now is showing that they want to dominate here.
Well, they did have a really tough home schedule last year. Had the national champions Wingate in here for 4. They split with the Bulldogs. Catawba came here, SAC champions. Newberry, second place in the SAC, all came here last year.
A lot of close games too.
Yeah.
And this team's, they just want to grow on it. It's a good move over there.
Just barely safe is Chronister at first base. Really close. But last year, in 1-run games, the Bears were 1-3. And already 2-0 in 1-run games this year. Piper wisely holds back 2-1 as Patrick loses his hat. That is just a mop of hair for Andrew Patrick. I don't know if it's qualifying quite as a mullet yet, but it's getting there. Just a lot of lettuce, as the baseball guys love to say. 2-1 pitch, and they've got it. Chronister caught up between first and second, and Stober guns him down. Looked like maybe a hit and run or a bunt there as Piper squared to bunt, pulled it back. Chronister didn't know what was going on and gets thrown out at second base.
Yeah, I want to have the coaches a little upset when you get a miscommunication like that. You
see him just caught in no man's land there, and Stober makes a great throw to Laskowski. 3-1 on Piper, who checked the swing and did not go. I guess that was the 2-2 pitch. Scoreboard was not correct, but now it's a full count. So the leadoff single erased on the caught stealing. And Patrick misses a touch downstairs for ball 4.
It's a good pitch right there. Just didn't get the call. A little low, good eye staying off of it.
So Piper aboard with 2 outs. And now Reagan Lawler, the second baseman for Shippensburg, gets a chance here with a man on and 2 gone. Raiders trying to answer the 4-run first inning for the Bears. Saw 2 balls leave the yard. One from Kuda, one from Perino. And Lawler takes a strike. Perfect slider on the corner.
And the other part about it for the Bears is the pressure's always up. Anybody in that lineup can bring a couple hits in. And, I mean, once you flip it over, you're going through 5 monsters. And the bottom half of the lineup's no chump either.
No. Third start of the season for Lawler, who lines one off the end of the bat, but Ynesta makes a nice running play towards the line. Softly hit. Side is retired. 2 zeros put up for Patty so far. Bears trying to build on their 4-0 lead when you come back to Durham Field.
Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
8-9-1 due up for Lenoir-Rhyne here. Bottom second, already a 4-0 ball game in favor of the Bears. 2 home runs in the first, one by Kuda, one by Perino. And Bryce Stober doing the catching here in game 1 of our doubleheader. Leads things off here in the bottom of the second. Watches the first pitch fly to the backstop for ball 1.
This is normally the part of the day where we talk about somebody making a great defensive play and then they do something with their bat.
So Zegna gave up 4 hits, 4 runs in the first, trying to bounce back here in the second. Big swing and a miss from Stober, ball and a strike.
Big inning you got to think right here for Zegna. You gotta try to just give up nothing here.
Stober goes after a pitch downstairs, fouls it off, 1-2. Bryce from Hickory went to high school within earshot of where we sit right now. .281 on the season, 9 for 36. Swings and misses at a pitch at his ankles. And Chronister finishes the strikeout. Second one for Zegna. Back-to-back ones as he struck out Uri to end the first. Something Stober does quite a lot. That's number 7 on the season for him. Now David Bell takes ball 1 low and away.
Number 1, David Bell.
Big grand slam for Bell the last time the Bears hosted a doubleheader last weekend. Off the handle into the parking lot, a ball and a strike.
Bell's not a big home run hitter, but he's got enough power to do it.
He's got 4 career home runs, and 2 of them are grand slams.
I called the one last year that was a grand slam against Coker.
Ground ball to short. Hines on the big hop, shuffles and nearly throws it over Yoder's head at first base, but he snags it. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the second. So you mentioned, AB, this is a big inning for Zegna, and it's off to a good start.
Center fielder number 8, Wade Kuda.
Flip the lineup over now, and it gets real.
Yeah, last time on the first pitch he threw to Wade Kuda. Flew way over the right field fence.
This one's got to be in the dirt, right?
Yeah, you can't throw him you definitely can't throw him a strike. I wouldn't even throw him a fastball.
Got to be in the dirt. Gotta give him some off speed. And
it's an off-speed pitch, but it's a base hit to left field, past Piper. So the fact that pitchers continue to throw strikes to him to start at bats is just baffling to me.
And if it's close, he's going to swing because he's locked in.
There's the Bear dugout. Obviously feeling the energy and the momentum based on the start today. Laskowski singled, scored on the Perino home run. There's a strike down and away. Bear dugout doesn't like it. And it was probably a ball, but it's strike 1. I guess the only opinion that matters is the one of the man standing behind home plate. So 3-ball counts as this one's out of the glove of Chronister, and a good jump off of first base by Kuda allows him to get in safely. So a pass ball there on Chronister moves Wade into scoring position now with 2 outs.
If you want to ask me personally what's the difference between this year's team and last year's early on in the season, it's the base running. They take there's so many more chances and advantage of mistakes.
2-1 on Laskowski. Changeup, touch off the plate. Cole really battled in his first at-bat. Fought off some tough 2-strike pitches, got it to a full count, and then got a fastball and knocked it into right field for a single in the 2-1. Touch below the knees at the shins, 3-1.
Got a good eye of the strike zone.
Second on the team in walks with 8. But you're right, the plate discipline has been really strong for Laskowski. Got a good 3-1 fastball. Chipped it back to the screen, and another full count for Cole. Played shortstop in the first series against Emmanuel with Attiles out. And since Lewis has been back, he's bumped over to second and hasn't missed a beat there. Was really good at short in the first series as well. Stays alive as he fouls it off his leg. Back to the bricks, another full count coming.
Got to find a way. If you can get this one in play, you got to think Kuda's going to be going.
Taking off on the swing. Ball 4. Want to check the swing, but he definitely did not go. And Laskowski's aboard for the second time. And a little 2-out rally here for the Bears gives Yanesta a chance.
2 outs. I mean, the Bears, it's like they just lock in so much at the plate with 2 outs. They're so hard to finish innings against.
Yanesta popped out to the catcher, Chronister, in the first. It was a big out to get for Zegna after he gave up the back-to-back hits to Kuda and Laskowski. Yanesta takes a fastball down Broadway for strike one. Drew first-team All-Conference Carolinas last year at Erskine. Hit almost 380. And now finds himself here in Hickory. Off to an even better start here in 22. Wave and a miss at a pitch downstairs, 0-2. Don't forget we got Coach Chris Ramirez coming up. He'll join us in the top of the fourth inning, as he always does. So grateful for his time mid-game. Seen some fun things happen while he's been on with us as well. Yanesta waves and misses and strikes out, and the side is retired. So Zegna puts up a 0 in the second after the big first inning for the Bears. We're through 2 complete, 4-0 LR on the Bear Sports Network.
Hey Bears fans, Dave here with Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, your local hometown dealer since 1967. Come see us in Hickory or Morganton to check out all of GM's hottest new products, the area's largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, and service you can depend on. Visit us online at everettchevy.com. Good luck to the Bears this season, and remember, if you didn't get an Everett deal, you didn't get a deal at all. Go Bears!
Emergencies don't wait. Get to the hospital. Accidents happen. Get well soon. When it hurts to move forward, tackle your pain. Don't make your health wait. See your doctor. Your health means everything.
Andrew Patrick back to work. Got a 4-run lead to work with here in the top of the third on the Bear Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. 9-1-2 coming up this half inning for the Raiders of Shippensburg of the PSAC from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. This is the first ever meeting between these two schools. Williams lays down a bunt. It's a hard one to third. Yanesta plenty of time and has him easily for out number 1. So an efficient start to this inning for Andrew Patrick, who's been really efficient so far through 2.
And you talk about the gloves of the Bears. I mean, Yanesta, he made that look easy. That's a well-placed bunt, just a little hard, and Yanesta pounced all over it.
It's a 425-mile trip for the Raiders down here, already making their 3rd trip to the Tar Heels State in 3 weekends of the season. Juju Casson, the leading hitter and the leadoff hitter for the Raiders, takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. They started in Belmont, just less than an hour south of here, to play Belmont Abbey. Casson, a soft line drive and a base hit into the right center field gap. 3rd hit for Shippensburg. They've gotten a single in each of the 3 innings and have left a man on base in each of the first 2. So we'll try to do better here in the 3rd. But they started their season in Belmont. Didn't play very well. Got swept by the Crusaders of Belmont Abbey. Came back to North Carolina last weekend to play Catawba, just about an hour east of here in Salisbury, one of the Bears' big rivals in the SAC. Played much better, lost 2 one-run games in a doubleheader on last Saturday against Catawba. Then got beat 4-0 in the series finale, so an 0-6 start for the Raiders. But very competitive last weekend against a top 20 team in the country, and probably facing another top 20 team in the country here in LR. As Carter Hines takes a slider upstairs for ball 1. Bears not ranked yet, but there have been no polls released so far in the season, just the preseason poll. And based on this 9-1 start and the teams they've beaten, you got to think that the LR will be in consideration of the polls. Barely safe is Casanova at first, and a good pick from Perino to make that possible.
Patrick's got a good move over there.
Sure does.
Because he's got them fooled a couple times now, and wow, that was close. But as you were saying on the Bears, this team looks like a top 20 team in the nation the way they're playing right now.
Got 3 really good weekend arms. You see Patrick here swing and a miss by Hines, who flew out to right field. Took David Bell back to the edge of the warning track in right field in the first. You'll see Joshua Lanham in Game 2 today, the reigning sack freshman of the year, who's given up just 1 earned run in 12 innings so far. And Austin Edwards tomorrow, who is a D1 transfer from Western Illinois, throws mid-90s, who the coaching staff thinks has the potential to be a pro.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like 2 completely different style of pitchers when you get Patrick today, or the start, and then Lanham in the second game. He's such a fun pitcher. So much emotion when he plays.
Yeah, he's a bulldog on the mound. This could be 2. Ynesta, Laskowski, they turn it. Around the horn it goes. And the side is retired. So, Patrick gives up a 1-out single, but still faces the minimum in the third. We're through 2.5, 4-0 LR on the Bear Sports Network. Bottom of the third. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for LR. One scoring note, that play earlier off the bat of Chronister that was stopped by Ynesta on a dive at third base, but then he made an errant throw, has been changed from a hit to an error on Ynesta. So just 2 hits in the game for Shippensburg so far. Nick Clarno leads things off here in the bottom of the third. Fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. But, AB, you mentioned last inning how big the second inning was for Nick Zegna after he gave up the 4 spot and 2 home runs in the first. Clarno flares this one down the right field line, and it lands foul, barely. But you mentioned how big that last half inning was for Zegna to put up a 0, and he was able to do it. And, you know, the Shippensburg offense has not really gotten rolling so far this year, and they're facing LR's ace and Andrew Patrick, so you got to think the margin for error at this point moving forward for Zegna is just about 0.
Yes, and you know just as much as I do. You're out there on an island. I mean, Zegna, it's on his arm right now. He's got to make sure he keeps his team in this game.
Clarno chopper to second. Lawler, 1 step to his left, makes the routine play for the first out.
And with each out, you get a little more confidence that you can hang around with this team. And for a team like Shippensburg, you're just trying to hang around long enough to where you can string a few hits together and pull off an upset.
What a big first win of the season it would be for the Raiders to come into Hickory and knock off an LR team that's absolutely rolling to start the season. Speaking of rolling, Luis Atiles has 10 hits in the last three games and 1 at-bat, including an RBI single in the first inning of this game. That was the second Bear run. He's ahead 2-0 here as both fastballs have missed down and away.
Following last weekend's sweep, several Bears posted on social media, and I mean the common theme was the Bears are hot. So that's how the players feel right now. And if you're Shippensburg, you know what you're coming into. You're coming into a team that's confident.
Attiles to third. Big hop for Piper, who hops himself to grab it and makes a perfect throw over to first. 2 up and 2 down here in the third. So Zegna's settled in here after the rocky first inning.
And who can blame you when your very first pitch gets absolutely smashed opposite field for a home run? You could be a little shaken. And that first inning, the Bears struck. They just did what they've done all season, take advantage of the opportunities.
You mentioned the social media post for the Bears. Perino, who took Zegna deep to left center field, a no-doubter, 2-run shot in the first. Watches a pitch inside for ball 1. It's not arrogance, it's confidence, and there's focus, and they understand that obviously they couldn't really ask for a better start to the season through 10 games. But it's a quiet confidence that, yes, we can do this. Yes, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And they want to just keep it rolling. Certainly not satisfied with the start. Wave and a miss for Perino, 2-1.
And I think you can see that in their approach. I mean, even on Wednesday, that team was locked in, and Limestone did a good job to keep them quiet until they just couldn't anymore.
Perino's 2 for 2. Line drive single right back up the chute. Bears have gotten a hit in each of the first 3 innings, and a 2-out knock for Perino puts him aboard and gives Brett Urey a chance here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Something about these Bears with 2 outs, they're just so hard to put away. It seems like you just can't get a 1-2-3 inning on them or just sit down the batter right after the second out. They're going to find a way on base and keep it going.
Brett Urey struck out to end that long first inning. Waves and misses at the first fastball from Zegna for strike 1. One positive for Zegna is only 1 walk so far. That was a problem that shortened his start at Catawba. Urey swings at a pitch that bounces in front of home plate, 0-2.
He's got Urey guessing, too. Both at bats now. And Urey just kind of been all over the place with his swings.
Brett, 3 hits, including a double on Wednesday against Limestone. Got one of the first hits of the game for the Bears in the 5th inning. They were basically shut out through the first 5 by Limestone and then exploded in the 6th and 7th. Grounder to second, easy flip to second to retire the side. So a couple of zeros put up for Zegna after the 4 spot in the first. We're through 3 in game 1 of our doubleheader on this beautiful Friday afternoon in Hickory.
You need someone you can depend on. You certainly want someone with the ability you require.
Everything the light touches will be yours. You must remember who you are. The one true champion. We are LR.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are LR. We are LR.
Top of the 4th inning here at Durham Field, which means, as always, grateful to be joined by Lenoir-Rhyne head baseball coach Chris Ramirez. Coach Ram, got to be happy with the start to this one so far.
Yeah, no, a good start. You know, the hitters came out early in the first and put up that 4 spot. You know, a couple long balls, and you know we got Patty going. So looking good so far for sure.
You got to be happy as the head coach to, you know, you guys are coming off a really good stretch of obviously 6 straight wins, but to have that focus out of the chute here this weekend has got to make you feel pretty good. Here's a flare to left center field. Kuda over, makes the catch, 1 pitch and 1 out, but that's got to be a good feeling for you to have the team just firing on all cylinders to start the weekend, not wasting any time.
Yeah, definitely a good sign. We've played a lot of games here to kick off the season, so you always worry, as that coach, you catch that one down day where you just come out a little flat, and we really haven't had that. We had a good midweek game this week where it took us a little bit.
It's a bunt from the cleanup man Yoder as it rolls foul.
Took us a little bit to get going offensively midweek, but opposite here today.
For sure, and obviously when you got Patty going, 4-run lead feels pretty good.
Definitely. Again, Patty's third start of the season, and 2-0 and 2 quality starts. So, and so far so good from him.
Another leadoff home run for Wade Kuda. I mean, at this point, you got to just not even throw him a strike on the first pitch. He's 2 for 2. Oh my goodness, Yoder got hit in the helmet there, and we'll roll over to first base, but seems to be fine. But back to Kuda. I mean, 2 first pitch hits in this game so far. I mean, he's just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, and when you talk to Wade, he's a simple approach. He's not over swinging, not trying to do too much. And obviously, when you get in the groove like he's in, as a coach, you really don't want to say a whole lot to him. You just kind of want him to keep doing what he's doing, and I'm sure he's not thinking about a whole lot in the box, just seeing the ball good, and things are going his way.
When I asked him about his approach, obviously he's got an approach, but it's really simple. If it's a strike, I'm hammering it, and that's what's happened so far. And obviously Perino, the big fly as well. He's been great, especially with 2 outs this year. Perino's been awesome.
Yeah. A new guy to our program this year with Perino, and he's come on.
Up the middle, Laskowski, a dive, picks it up. What a play! No, they say safe. Oh, Laskowski was on the left field side of second base when he picked that ball up, and the fact that he was even able to get it to first base was a pretty remarkable play in of itself.
You have safe up there on that?
I didn't have safe, no.
That's a pretty nice play there. I thought he had it.
Feels like, and even if it was, it was really close, but it feels like you got to reward that effort defensively. So Chronister gets the infield hit out of it. So Patty's worked. There's been a man on base in each of the first 4 innings now, so worked around a little bit of traffic, which he hasn't been super accustomed to seeing so far this season, but has really thrived in this situation today.
Yeah, these guys are a scrappy team, and they've gotten a guy on each inning. We got to see if we can keep our streak here. If we get a run, I'm gonna have to get off the air.
I know. Yeah, I think we're 6 for 6 in at least 5 for 5 in scoreless innings when you've been on. So we're gonna have to pick a different inning if Shippensburg is able to score here. But about Shippensburg, they gave Catawba 2 really tough games last weekend, and that's a top 20 team in Catawba.
Yeah, no, they played those guys tough last weekend, so they're going to be good. They're going to battle all weekend, I'm sure. Here we go.
Here's a chopper to second.
We got it.
Turn to double play last inning, but can't do it this time. Atiles throws it away, and there's the run. Well, Coach, I don't know if we can blame us that time because you had what you wanted there.
Yeah, we got the ground ball. We just didn't finish the play.
Turn to double play to end the third. So Shippensburg scores their first run of the series. And the first run that's scored on Andrew Patrick, that one's obviously unearned. But first run that a team has scored in a Patty start. You guys are 2 for 2 in shutouts when Patrick has started the game.
Yeah, no, that's a tough run right there. Louis, he turns that double play, in his sleep usually. So, a little surprised to see that one not get completed.
It's about as tailor-made as they come, as Brock Piper is at the dish with 2 outs. Another good weather day, Coach. Can't really ask for better weather here in February.
No, it's a little warm today. Sun's out. So, yeah, we've had some good ones.
Just the one kind of crappy day last Sunday, but so far so good weather-wise. This is game 7 of this 13-game homestand you guys are on.
Yeah, we've had good crowds turn out, and I think as the weather keeps getting warmer, we're going to keep getting the fans out.
Want to know on Piper, who walked in his first at bat. So we talked a little uniforms last time. I think you said that this is your favorite combo, the whites, or you like the black. I think maybe is what you said.
I'm still trying to decide. We've had these same uniforms, just different. The red hat's new, so I kind of like this one with the red hat.
You can't go wrong with the classic pinstripes. I mean, that's just old school baseball.
I think the guys like the black hat with the camo tops with the pants up this year.
Guys have played really well with that combo. Grounder to third. Yanesta fumbles with it for a second.
There we go.
Makes a perfect throw to retire the side. Thanks as always for your time, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Head coach Chris Ramirez and the Bears up 4-1 after 3.5 on the Bear Sports Network. Bottom of the fourth, Shippensburg just got their first run of the day, an unearned run in the top of the fourth. 4-1 Bears. Stober, Bell, Kuda due up here at the bottom of the fourth. And Stober knocks the first pitch back to the mound. Zegna has to hurry, and the ball is loose at first base, and he's safe. Yoder over there at first base is hurt as the throw took him into the baseline, and Stober ran into his arm. I mean, that's just a baseball play that happens. It's unfortunate there as Yoder tried to reach back, and Stober's going a million miles an hour, and just not a good situation.
Yeah, that's tough right there to watch. Like you said, just a baseball play, one of the hardest throws to make. Coming off that mound and throwing over to first base, pitchers just struggle with it. Left it inside a little bit, and just got to hope he's all right here. That one doesn't feel good at all.
So Stober gets an infield single out of it, and Stephanie Dudzik, the beloved trainer for the LR Bear baseball program, is in work mode right now as head coach Matt Jones is tending to Jordan Yoder, who scored the run for Shippensburg in the top half of this inning and is just in a lot of pain over there at first base, which is, you just absolutely hate to see it. And it's unfortunate because, it's just a regular old baseball play. The throw just took him a touch up the line. Stober was there and ran into him.
Always hold your breath whenever there's any type of collision in baseball. It doesn't happen often, but a play like that's tough, and you could just tell immediately by his reaction that
they're getting his arm casted up, so obviously it's pretty, and it was almost immediately that they went that way, and it's just cringe situation, and you just feel so badly for Yoder.
It's really, really unfortunate too. This game had a good flow to it, and I mean that's a good inning for Shippensburg. You were able to get a run across, get a little good energy going, and start off the inning, the bottom half this way. That's rough.
While they tend to Yoder, we'll step aside here on the Bear Sports Network.
Break great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience, all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
Back here at Durham Field, Jordan Yoder's still down. We'll show you the replay because it's a pretty, common situation where a runner's throw just takes him up the line just a touch off the glove of Zegna. And that's it right there. I mean, Stober's practically on the base, and they've got his wrist wrapped up, so I mean, obviously you don't want to make any assumptions, but I mean, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the wrist is broken.
Yeah, and they've got the air cast on.
They've got Stephanie Dudzik. You can see her pumping the air cast up right there. They've got the golf cart ready to take him to the hospital.
So it's really just an unfortunate situation. Good job getting off the mound to make a throw over, just tailed inside a little bit, and Stober, he can fly, so he gets up that line quickly, bang, bang play, and you just hope everything ends up all right.
Yoder's still down on the ground on the opposite side of the golf cart as his head coach is tending to him. You see Coach Ramirez also providing his support. I mean, at this point, all you can really do is provide some moral and emotional support, because obviously these guys are competing hard, but you never want to see anyone hurt.
Yeah, something like this game isn't that important right now. It's going to focus on making sure we take care of the player.
So now they've got him up and into the cast. And a well-earned round of applause here for Jordan Yoder.
Great shout out right there for Stephanie Dudzik, just quick to react. I mean, almost immediately jumped out of the dugout to start taking care of the situation.
Jordan Jr. he's a grad student from Ronks, Pennsylvania, 6'3", 215-pounder. And they've got him out of the park now and on his way to a hospital. And our thoughts with him the rest of the day and the weekend. So now, this is always tough after a major injury like that to kind of calibrate back into the game. Now Zegna's got to go pitch after he probably, even though he shouldn't, but knowing how athletes are, probably feels some responsibility for that with the throw up the line.
Got a runner on, and for Zegna right here, now this whole game has tested how mentally tough he is. He's going to have to lock in again.
David Bell fouls the second pitch off a ball and strike. So Stober gets the leadoff single on the freaky play at first base. Trying to see who Yoder's sub is over there at first. We'll get that to you as soon as we can. Bell a grounder up the middle. This could be 2. Lawler, Hines, and it is 2. So leadoff single erased. And the new first baseman is Lake Lloyd, junior from Ellicott City, Maryland, takes over at first. So leadoff single erased. And now Kuda with 2 outs, nobody on. He's seen 2 pitches today and has a home run and a single. And Zegna wisely goes downstairs, and Kuda swings and misses for strike 1. And now 0-2. Yep.
Staying low. I just don't know how you can give this guy something close right now. He's absolutely hammering it. You got to hope you fool him.
Solo home run on the first pitch of the bottom of the first inning to straightaway right. Single in the second. Soft grounder to third here. Piper, shuffle, and the side is retired. So, leadoff single erased by the double play. And Zegna has really settled in after the 4-run first inning. 4-1 LR after 4 on the Bear Sports Network. Only 50 pitches for Andrew Patrick through 4. He's been super efficient. Gave up the 1 unearned run in the 4th. But other than that, nothing. Facing 8-9-1. And speaking of efficiency, here's a pop-up left side. Atiles drifts under it and circles under it as the wind messed with him. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Andrew Patrick, Shippensburg's got to be a little bit worried about this low pitch count because that means Patrick can keep rolling in this game a lot longer.
And they'll leave him out there. He's been firing on all cylinders. The Bears will let Patrick go until they figure it out.
Hack and a miss for Jafari Williams, the 9-hitter who grounded out to third to lead off the 3rd inning. But it's been a lot of 1-2 pitch outs for Shippensburg, which I understand they feel the sense of urgency is Williams not close on that fastball right past him 0-2. You know, you fall behind 4-0 after 1 inning. You feel the extra pressure to get it all back at once, and Shippensburg's got to avoid that to keep Patrick's pitch count moving up, but they haven't done that so far. 1-2 up at the chin of Williams.
Especially when you haven't batted well all season, you feel that pressure. That pressure gets on you real quick when the Bears open up with a 4 spot. So I think for Shippensburg, you got to calm down at the plate and take a slightly more patient approach.
1-2 to Williams. Breaking ball, got him on strikes. Top of the zone. Jafari goes down looking. Third strikeout for Patrick.
Number 24, Juju Casson.
Had his first two in the first inning and hasn't had one since, but now picks up another here in the fifth. Third time through the lineup now is Juju Casson, who singled back in the third. Gets his third shot at Patrick today. 3:33 coming into this one for Juju. Transfer from Belmont Abbey and is from North Carolina, from East Arcadia, NC, and went to North Brunswick High School, which is in the eastern part of the state, kind of near Wilmington. It's ahead 2-0, and the pitch. Breaking ball, touch high, 3-0.
First time today we've seen Patrick fall this far behind a batter. Like you said, the efficiency. Just firing him in there, giving good pitches, and attacking aggressive hitters.
Only one walk so far for Patrick. 3-1. Casson thought that he had the second walk of the day, but it found the corner.
Outside part of the plate's been good so far for Patrick this half inning.
And the 3-1. Upstairs, and there is the second walk. So a base runner in each of the first 5 innings for Shippensburg. Patrick yet to have a clean inning. He did face the minimum in the third after Casson singled, but then was erased on the 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. But still in search of his first 1-2-3 inning today.
Which even then shows the aggression of the hitters, because he hasn't had a 1-2-3 inning, but yet the pitch count really hasn't been an issue.
Right. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw from Stober, not in time. What they call interference at home plate, as Carter Hines stepped in front of Stober. So out is Casson. So Patrick does face the minimum here in the fifth, as Casson is erased at second on the interference call. And 5 complete for Andrew Patrick. Just the 1 unearned run allowed. Bears will try to extend this lead coming up next on the Bear Sports Network.
Number 13, Cole Wiskowski.
4-1 lead for Lenoir-Rhyne here on this beautiful Friday afternoon at Durham Fields. Bears haven't scored since the first inning. Got all 4 of their runs in the first inning. Laskowski, Yanesta, and Clarno are due up here in the 5th against Nick Zegna, who we talked about Patrick's efficiency. Zegna's only thrown 60 pitches through 4 and now 61 pitches through 4 and 1 pitch. So he's got some staying power here with his pitch count through 91 pitches in his last outing against Catawba. Ball and a strike on Laskowski. Single and a walk for Cole, so he is yet to be retired today. And the 1-1. Popped foul over our heads here on top of the third base dugout. 1-2.
And I think what helps for Zegna is, even though he's gotten in a little trouble with some hits and stuff, especially that first inning, it feels like all the damage comes early on in the count, so it's not like he's getting deep into at-bats either.
Yeah, Bears have jumped all over pitches early in the count. Kuda, obviously, the home run on the first pitch. Perino, home run on the second pitch. Laskowski to short. Hines gobbles it up, makes a good throw for the first out. LR got 4 hits in that first inning, in which they scored 4 runs, but only 3 since. The Bears have committed 2 errors, and one of the errors directly led to the only Shippensburg run today. Should have been an inning-ending double play, but a throwing error by Atiles at shortstop extended the inning, allowed the run to score. As Ynesta sends another one Hines' way at short on the hop, 2 gone.
And I wonder to see, as this game just keeps developing for the Bears, if they're going to try and see if Zegna can make that throw over to first. I mean, last time he threw it over there, you get the freak incident. See if that plays a little bit in his head. Might, with some of the speed at the bottom of this lineup, lay a bunt down or something and try to make another play.
Clairno now, he's 0 for 2, pair of groundouts. Takes a strike at the top of the zone. Nick from Grayson, Georgia, transferred to LR before last season from North Georgia. This is his second year in the Bear red and black. Ball on a strike as the second pitch misses just down and away. First of 2, we're playing 18 innings today at Durham Field. 1 and 2 on Clairno. As Zegna's really found his groove here since that bad start here in the first inning. Clairno shoots this one into the dugout. I felt the ball hit the back wall of the dugout underneath us as we're perched on top of the dugout here. Eventually, one of these times we got to get the camera up here turned around so the viewers can see what our setup is up here. Maybe next half inning. 1-2. Clairno waves the bat at it and stays alive.
Beautiful job staying alive there. He was out in front of that one, but just able to keep his bat back just enough to tip that foul.
I don't know if the viewers have an appreciation of what the setup really does look like up here on top of the dugout here at Durham Field. The last season, well, I guess I shouldn't speak too soon about what our setup will look like next year, but with the grandstand coming in to Durham Field next year, I assume it's going to look a little different. Busy inning for Hines at short, and he goes 3 for 3, and the side is retired. Quickly, in order, go the Bears. We're through 5, 4-1 LR, the Bear Sports Network.
I'm Rob with Center Street Eats. We're located at 2250 North Center Street in Viewmont. We offer fast dine-in and carry-out service. Usually your prepared meals at lunch from 11 to 3 are ready within 5 minutes. Center Street Eats also offers prepared meals and snacks, protein bars, smoothies, and so much more. We can accommodate most allergy restrictions and can adjust our weekly menu to comply with the most current trending diets like keto and paleo. Street Eats has helped fuel the sports programs at Lenoir-Rhyne for over 10 years now. We work with every program on campus, and we look forward to working with them again.
Back here at Durham Field, and as promised, here's the setup that we have here on top of the box. We are on top of the third base dugout. Eric, AB, Danny. We got Kennedy behind the camera. So this is what we are. We got our wind weights. We got little snack, little crackers up here for between games. So this is how we bring you Lenoir-Rhyne baseball here on the Bear Sports Network. So appreciate all of you watching us wherever you may be.
See that beautiful view we have right there.
That's right.
Durham Field, since they put in the turf, it's really just changed the dynamic of how the field looks with the sun up and everything. I mean, great touch.
Andrew Patrick back to work here in the top of the 6th. He's gone 6 innings in each of his first 2 starts, but only 66 pitches right now through 5 innings. So hopefully for the Bears he can go longer than 6 in this outing, giving up just the 1 unearned run, 3 hits. A couple of errors behind him have extended some innings.
And I think if you're the Bears right now, Patrick, you might want to try to build some momentum for your bats and just get some of the energy back on your team that you've lost since the first inning.
Facing 2, 3, and 4 here with Carter Hines at the plate. He interfered with Stober trying to throw Casson out at second base to end the last inning, so Casson was called out at second. Ball and a strike as that breaking ball finds the corner. Only 3 strikeouts for Patrick, had 17 in his first 2 starts. This is skied to deep right center field, up in the wind gust. Bell on the track, backs up and makes the catch. That is a testament to the wind right there, because Hines didn't get all of that ball and nearly hit it out of the ballpark.
That just kept floating in the wind. It had calmed down for a couple of innings, picking up a little bit again here. Just carried that one all the way out to the warning track.
That was actually Schilling that led off the inning, so Hines didn't get to come back after he was called for interference, which I guess makes sense. So Schilling actually flew out there. And now the replacement for Jordan Yoder, who got injured. This is Lake Lloyd playing first base now in the cleanup spot. Taps the first pitch foul for strike 1. Lloyd, a junior from Ellicott City, Maryland. And chops one to shortstop. Atiles has had a bit of a rough day defensively, but is perfect there. 2 up and 2 down, and the efficiency continues here for Andrew Patrick.
And you can see even Atiles, he's shaking his head after a play like that because he knows he should have been making plays like that all game. That's about as crisp as he normally looks there. And you said it, been a little shaky today.
He has the reputation of being almost an all-world defensive shortstop, and hasn't really gotten a ton of chances so far in this homestand. You'd think, shortstop's generally the place where the ball goes the most in the infield, but that hasn't really been the case. It's been Laskowski at second. That's a little bit busier, which speaks to the velocity of the Bear pitchers, that the righties are behind the fastballs from the LR arms. 1-1 on Chronister, the catcher. He pops that one foul. Ball and strike. He is 0 for 2 today. No, pardon me. He is 1 for 2 today. Reached on an error and singled. 1 of 3 hits put up for Shippensburg against Patrick. 2-1.
He's got such a good rhythm about him when he gets on that mound. I can just see why he's so consistent. He gets there, he gets his call, and he's ready to go.
Transferred to LR from Catawba Valley CC right here in Hickory, and is from Catawba, North Carolina. He went to Bandy's High School, which is a really good 2A high school program here in the western foothills part of North Carolina. Also was a really good hitter at Bandy's. Obviously, most guys go both ways in high school. Trying to finish things off here in the 6th and cannot. Line drive. Oh, I take it back. David Bell, a sliding catch in right field, robs Chronister of a hit, and the side is retired. The first 1-2-3 inning of the day for Andrew Patrick is here in the 6th, helped out by a little defense from his right fielder. Bears up 3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th on the Bear Sports Network. Nick Zegna still rolling here in the bottom of the 6th inning in AB, I gotta say, based on the way that first inning went. It is kind of a surprise to see Zegna still out here rolling in the 6th.
I think just as much as a surprise is the fact that he's given up no runs since the 6th and really kind of locked in. I gotta tip my cap to the kid.
2 home runs, 4 hits, 4 runs for the Bears in the first inning. Put 4 straight zeros on the scoreboard since then. Tilles, Perino, Uri here in the bottom of the 6th. And Lewis looks at a strike on an off-speed pitch on the inner half from Zegna. That was his 73rd pitch here in the bottom of the 6th, so efficiency so far. This will be a tough play for Hines, and Tilles is safe. Second hit of the day for Lewis. The leadoff man is aboard here for the Bears in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, not bad defensively right there. Just a perfectly placed high chopper. And Bears have speed all throughout this lineup. It feels like everybody that steps up to the plate can run pretty well.
Yeah, no chance for Hines at shortstop there as the ball just creeped over the glove of Zegna. Perino now. Wonder if he's bunting here, but probably not, given the way he's been swinging it today. Home run and a single for Anthony. 15 RBIs on the season as he was looking to bunt there, but pulled it back for ball 1.
Bears going to try to manufacture some offense, it looks like here.
One thing Coach Ram wants to do more of is that. Perino keeps the bat on his shoulder on that pitch. It misses down and away, 2-0. Anthony transferred in from Sacred Heart University. It's ahead 3-0, native of Locust Valley, New York, and had maybe the signature moment of the season so far for LR that started this 6-game win streak. A walk-off 3-run home run, pinch hit on his first swing of the day against Barton last Tuesday. That was the first home game of the year for the Bears. Won 6 in a row since then.
Picking up a teammate after blowing the lead in the top half of the inning, too. Just made everybody forget about that and gave the Bears something good to build off of.
Taking a look at Tilles over there at first is Zegna. Lewis yet to steal a bag this year, yet to attempt to steal a bag. There he goes here. Perino grounds it to third off the glove of Piper and squirts into left field. Perino will have to go back to first as he was way off of first base. Lawler, the second baseman, probably could have had him at first if he decided to back pick. But a nicely executed hit and run there for the Bears. Hard single for Perino, who's 3 for 3. It was a tough play at third for Piper as, take a look at the Spangler replay, tried to stab it with the backhand and could not. And that draws Matt Jones out of the dugout.
I'm going to have a conversation real quick. I don't think this is too much of a worry. Give a bullpen a little time to warm up and remind the guys you got to lock in here because the Bears are dangerous. You've done a good job of holding them down. But the Bears now are looking to really break through here. Runners on first and third, no outs.
If there is one knock on the Bears offensively this year, no pun intended, is that they've been a little bit reliant on the big inning. There's been stretches, obviously the Limestone game was the perfect example of that. They got nothing in the first 5 innings and then exploded for 14 runs combined in the 6th and 7th innings. In one of the games against Goldie Beacom, in which the Bears scored 16 runs, they only scored in 4 innings. You'd think it'd be a little bit more balanced out. And the same is true today. 4 runs in the first inning and nothing since then, but a big chance here with runners on the corners and nobody out here. The bottom of the 6th, Uri, with the safety squeeze on perhaps, takes a strike.
Got to push this one down the first base line if you're going to lay it down.
So Achilles and Perino, 2 singles here to start the 6th. The pitch skips into the glove of Chronister, and Perino takes second base.
Good base running. One that skipped in, and now you catch the defense who's on their heels because he had the upper hand. He was already looking to go anyways.
So stolen base for Anthony. His first of the year. Now the double play is out of the question here, and the infield comes in for Shippensburg. Yuri back to the screen, a ball and 2 strikes. Brett's 0 for 2, strikeout, ground out. Coming off a 3-hit day against Limestone. Gets his 2nd straight start in left field. Assume Stober will be out there in game 2 with Clarno behind the dish and Lanham on the mound. The 1-2 pitch. Great block by Chronister back there behind the dish, 2-2.
Got to battle here. Put some pressure on him. You got to think he's going to get something to hit here. Last thing Zegna wants to do is get to a full count, be in a position to possibly walk a runner.
2-2. At his ankles, full count. Base open here. A walk to Yuri's not the worst thing in the world if you're Zegna. With the 8 and 9 men in the LR lineup coming up in Stober and Bell.
Low and away here.
Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Zegna. Yuri probably went after ball 4 there, and he's the first out of the 6th.
It's a nice pitch. Good execution on it. Wanted to go away. Got him to chase a little bit.
So now Stober, who was involved in that scary play that saw Jordan Yoder hurt his arm, had to get the air cast pumped up on his left arm as they collided in the baseline. Bryce takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Strikeout single for Stober. Actually, I think they've changed the hit to an error on Zegna on the throw. Stober checked the swing, went too far around, ball and a strike.
Now this is huge right here.
LR jumped out ahead 4-0 quickly and has been stymied offensively since then, but this is their best scoring chance since that first inning. The infield in, Stober chops it left side, foul.
And with his speed, I mean, a little chopper like that, we've already seen it once. It can lead to him reaching the base.
He'll bunt for a hit, too. Probably less likely here with 2 strikes.
Huge plate appearance right here.
Infield still in for Shippensburg. Big sequence here for Zegna, trying to keep his team in it. Feels like a base knock here. Patrick rolling the way he is would make things almost insurmountable. 2-2 on Stober.
Got an arm warming up down there in the bullpen, it looks like, for Shippensburg.
Stober swings and misses. They have to finish it, and they do. Attile stays put at third. So Zegna, back-to-back strikeouts after he gave up back-to-back singles to start the inning. Actually calling the error on the third baseman Piper on Perino's ball in this inning.
And what a job by Zegna. I mean, this inning had a chance to get away from him just 2 batters ago. Now he's in position to possibly get out of it.
David Bell, a couple of ground outs, including into a double play back in the 4th, with maybe the biggest at-bat of the day so far for LR. Foul behind Coach Ram at third. The wind has really picked up here can see our robot cam that we've got back there shaking in the wind a little bit. And Bell to deep center. Casson backs, turns, looks up, and it flies right out of here. Well, that'll get the job done.
Big time home run right there. Wind carried it a little bit, but he didn't miss that one by much at all, if any.
David Bell continues to come up big with runners in scoring position. Dome shot to straightaway center. Second home run of the year. And you're right, AB. The wind really did help that out. The Bears will take it. Big hit for David Bell in the 9th spot. Makes this a 6-run game.
And now you get Wade Kuda.
Little chin music to Wade on the first pitch. Misses up and in.
That's got to be a gut punch for Shippensburg.
They were one strike away from getting out of it. And Bell takes Zegna deep. Third home run of the game for LR. 13 big flies on the season for the Bears. Kuda, ball and 2 strikes as he taps that one back to the bricks.
See a little attitude in Zegna when he's catching the balls. He's frustrated with that last at-bat.
And the 2-out hits keep coming. Another chance for Piper at third base. On the run and off the bag. At first base is Lloyd. And Kuda beats it out. I think he probably would have beat it out anyway.
And just not enough juice on that throw. Kuda can run pretty well. Got down the line in a hurry.
So they're awarding Kuda a hit there. Laskowski watches a pitch a couple inches off the plate for ball 1. Wade's third hit of the day is an infield single. Laskowski watches a strike go by, 1-1. Two and 1 off the plate again. Cole 1 for 2, single run scored and a walk today for Laskowski.
I've kind of got a feeling here this might be Zegna's last batter.
Yeah, I feel the same way. You feel for him because it's just been the big fly that's really hurt him. And he had that really good stretch from the first here till the 6th, and he was one pitch away from getting out of it. The count is full now on Laskowski, so Kuda will be on the move here. There he goes. Pitch is popped up over our heads, out of play. Had a little disconnect with the scoreboard here, but it is a full count.
And this is a huge at bat right here. It's a big pitch. You gotta find an out right now if you're Zegna, and if you're the Bears, this could be the nail in the coffin.
Another pop foul for Laskowski, who stays alive. Probably swung at ball 4 there upstairs, but this is Andrew Patrick's game right now on the mound. There's some people out there in the Bear bullpen, but nobody warming up. Trying to get Patty through at least 7, I would imagine. Another full count pitch. Got him on strikes. Laskowski punched out, but the damage done. David Bell, a huge 2-out, 3-run home run to dead center, extends the lead to 7-1 on the Bear Sports Network.
Hickory's Hometown Jeweler celebrates our hometown teams, college sweethearts. These couples met and fell in love in Hickory and have been together ever since. For the past 38 years, we've helped our clients celebrate a lot of milestones, and stories like these are some of our favorites. Bring your love back to where it all began. Show your college sweetheart the past as you look together to the future, and let us help you start your future here at Oz's Jewelers.
Those 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning for LR unearned on the ledger of Zegna because of the error. So he should have been out of the inning before the 3-run home run by David Bell. But nonetheless, it's another big 2-out knock for the Bears that extends this lead to 7-1, makes things a lot more comfortable here for Andrew Patrick, who's still rolling the bottom of the 7th. This, if he records an out here in this inning, would be the longest start of 2022 for him. Both of his first 2 went 6. Gave up just the 1 unearned run here today.
Another quality start for him as well, so he's 3 for 3 in that department.
Still has yet to give up an earned run this season. There's a leadoff single for Justin Byler, the DH. 4th hit of the game for Shippensburg here in the 7th.
Just the 4th hit, but they haven't been cheated on any of them, it seems like. It feels like when they make contact, they've done a good job of being solid.
We have a pinch hitter. It's Justin Darden coming in for Piper. Justin, a 6'4", 205-pound junior from Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. He fouls the first pitch back to the screen for strike 1. Darden started 5 out of the first 6 games for Shippensburg, 3 for 17 at the plate this season. There's a lot of similar numbers up and down the lineup. This is in the air in foul ground down the right field line. Can Bell get there in the bullpen? He can't quite slide to make the play just inside the bricks. Just a long strike 2.
I always get a little uncomfortable as you're running full speed and you get closer and closer to those walls.
David made a really nice play to end the 6th. Sliding catch on a line drive from Cronister.
He thought that one was going to get down.
I did. I was calling it a base hit, and Bell proved me wrong. And then he comes up in the bottom half of the inning and hits a 3-run home run. So that's baseball right there. You make a good play in the field, the baseball gods start to shift your way. 0-2 pitch to Darden. Stays alive.
Good job fighting that one off on the outside part of the plate, just keeping his bat behind enough and getting it off the edge.
73rd pitch for Patrick, so if he can get out of this 7th inning fairly quickly, might be able to see him in the 8th. Wind continues to howl. 0-2. Darden puts a charge into it to deep center. Kuda back at the wall, and it goes out. A pinch hit. 2-run home run for Justin Darden. And Shippensburg gets 2 out of the 3 runs back here in the top of the 7th. And Patrick gives up his first 2 earned runs of the season. wind-aided 2-run home run there for Darden, much like Bell's home run last half inning.
I think those 2 home runs are pretty similar right there.
Yeah.
They were on a line, though, so it didn't miss by much, but wind definitely helped push that one up and over.
So Darden with a big knock after the leadoff single to Byler. And it's back to a 4-run ball game here in the top of the 7th. First of 2 today on the Bears Sports Network. Eric Bach, Anthony Brown. Glad to be with you. Big hack and a miss from Reagan Lawler, who's 0 for 2. And he's down 0-2. Patrick trying to bounce back after the home run. And a softly hit one-hopper to Perino at first. Patrick covers. And Lawler's the first out of the 7th.
Good job right there to answer. You give up the home run, and then you just calm down, you execute your pitches, and then you don't forget to do your job, be an athlete, and go make a play over at first.
So good bounce back after the home run by Darden. That home run by Darden was just the 4th home run of the season by Shippensburg. 2 of them by Kaysen. 1 of them by Darden now. Actually, 2 of them by Darden. So 2 by Darden and 2 by Kaysen. And that's it. Big fly-wise this year for Shippensburg. Jafari Williams is already down 0-2. The pitch stays alive on the high cheese, still 0-2.
Not a whole lot of strikeouts for Patrick so far today.
Yeah, just 3. Came in averaging 8.5 per 9. And now has number 4. Gets Williams for the 2nd time today.
Went back upstairs with the high cheese. And this is the type of response you look for out of your ace. Gives up the home run, he locks back in and gets 2 quick outs.
So now the top of the order, and Kaysen, who's been on twice today, single and a walk, then was erased on the interference call as he tried to steal second base and hits this one off the handle, nubbed right to Ynesta, who grabs it to retire the side. So the 2-run home run by Justin Darden cuts this thing down to a 4-run game. Time to stretch at Durham Field. 7-3 Bears on the Bears Sports Network.
Cordell Harris Insurance Agency, a family-owned and operated business serving the Hickory area since 1981, where we strive to take care of you and your den like family. As an independent insurance agency, we offer a vast spectrum of coverage for your commercial and personal insurance needs with our extensive network of providers. Cordell Harris Insurance Agency is a proud sponsor of Lenoir-Rhyne Athletics. Protect your den with Cordell Harris. Go Bears!
So Nick Zegna's day is done. Goes 6. Gives up 7 runs, only 4 of those earned. 6 strikeouts to 1 walk. Throws 102 pitches. And AB, he did everything he could to give Shippensburg a chance to win today, and just wasn't in the cards for him to leave with the lead or Bears just got the best of him one too many times with the Bell 3-run home run.
And, I mean, he's giving him a chance. It's a 4-run game right now. He's hoping his teammates can pick him up and find a way back in here.
New arm is Austin Labar, and he promptly gives up a leadoff single to Drew Yanesta. So Yanesta started 0 for 3 today, was kind of hapless at the plate, but goes after the first pitch from Labar and knocks it into center field for a base hit.
And this is what the Bears wanted. They wanted to be able to get to this bullpen and try to take advantage of some of the arms out there, especially on a cold day like this. You got to be able to warm up. The sun's out, but the wind blowing makes it feel a little cooler than it really is.
Labar on the mound, 6'7", 200-pound sophomore from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Misses outside on the first pitch to Clarno. Nick's 0 for 3 today. All 3 groundouts. 1 to third, 1 to second, and 1 to short. Two-run home run in the top of the 7th for Justin Darden, who stays in the game at third base now. Hit his 2nd home run of the year. Got to think that Andrew Patrick's day probably is done. After he gets through 7, just giving up the 2 earned runs, 3 runs overall. Clarno off the very end of the bat there, spins it foul, 1 and 2.
Yeah, you would think Patrick's probably done. Get him out of there. It's still early in the season.
Clarno takes a touch upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nick came in hitting .380 thus far through 10 games. He's ready for the 2-2. Down and away, full count.
And it's always important as a pitcher. When your team scores in the offensive half of the inning, the defense half of the inning, you need to come out and try to get a quick 0. Keep that momentum going.
Yanesta takes off, and the pitch is high for ball 4. So first 2 men have reached here against Labar, and that was one of our keys to the game, is that the Bears wanted to get to the bullpen earlier. I mean, 6 innings for Zegna. They didn't really accomplish that goal in this game, but LR has just eaten opposing bullpens alive this year.
These hitters are so good, I think it's hard for you to come out of the pen and really understand their approaches at the plate and just how you can't make a mistake.
Might be a bunt coming here for Attiles. It is down the third base line, but just foul.
Yeah, just a little too much spin on that one. You kind of read off the bat that one was going to drift foul.
2 for 3, including an infield single and 2 runs scored for Lewis so far today. Ginesta's got to tie his shoe back there at second base. Lewis, another multi-hit game. That is now 4 games in a row with at least 2 hits. Squares to bunt again, pulled it back, ball 1.
And that just tells you how locked in somebody is when over the course of a game, I think we had a disconnect there in our other camera. So Attiles bunts it down, picked up by Labar, the pitcher who throws it away off the bag. Second error throwing today for the Goldie Beacom, for the Shippensburg pitchers, and now the bases are loaded. It's one of the more difficult plays. It seems so routine, but when you spend all your time throwing down off the mound, to step off and try to make that flat, same level throw, it's just not as easy.
So now the base is loaded and nobody out for Perino. So Attiles still gets credit for a sack bunt there, so that doesn't count against him, but reaches on the error by Labar. And now we got the camera back. Now we're going to try to fix the color. Perino's swings and misses a ball and a strike. Anthony 3 for 3, 2-run home run, 2 runs scored, picking up right where he left off on Wednesday. Challenged up in the zone with the fastball there. Fouled it back on 8th Avenue, 1-2.
This has got to be desperation time now for Shippensburg. Can't afford for, almost any of these runs to cross the plate.
2-2. Perino takes down and away. There we go. Shout out Danny running down there and fixing the camera and the color. Perino thought about going after that high cheese, but held back. Full count, bases loaded, infield in. Nobody out, 4-run lead. Bottom of the 7th inning for Lenoir-Rhyne. Perino trying to win the battle. Chops it to the pitcher. Labar goes home with it. Almost throws it away, but Yanesta forced out at the plate for the first out.
Take a little trade of places there.
So, Labar, after loading up the bases, dodges a big bullet there with Perino. Now facing the bottom 3 in the order, Yuri Stober-Bell here with 1 gone. The bases still loaded. Middle infield backs up for Shippensburg.
A guy that's probably got to be happy that he's got a new pitcher is Yuri. He's kind of had a rough day with Zegna up there.
Yeah, a pair of strikeouts against Zegna. Also bounced into a fielder's choice. So 0 for 3 for Brett. This one's past the catcher, and Clarno scoots on home for the 8th run of the day for the Bears.
Such a good read right there by Clarno. He's a catcher, so he understands completely what the ball can look like after it bounces off the surface. He was off immediately.
So wild pitch there for Labar. Scores the 8th run of the game for the Bears. Looking to score double-digit runs in their 5th straight game today. LR went 13-0 in 2021 when they scored double-digit runs. 13 out of their 23 total wins came scoring double-digit runs. So it was a bit of a feast or famine offensive team a year ago. Yuri takes a strike at the knees, 2-2. As the infield is now back in for Shippensburg.
And I know way long ago, earlier in the 2nd inning, you talked about the article that was written up on the Bears. And it talked about the bats and how explosive they have been.
Yuri strikes out today for the 3rd time and is the 2nd out of the bottom of the 7th. But given the circumstances, if Labar is able to get out of this situation with only 1 run allowed, LR had the bases loaded and nobody out, so I would consider that a win.
And Bryce Stober coming up here. You got David Bell on deck. Got to be careful here, I think, if you're Shippensburg. Got to find a way to get out here. Haven't been super clean on all throws, though.
Sean Williamson, the assistant coach for Raiders, comes out to talk to Labar. Tomorrow we have a jam-packed day on the Bears Sports Network. Got the final game of this 3-game series here at 1 o'clock. I will be here for that. You, AB, will be over in Shuford Gym as the Bears basketball teams host Mars Hill in a doubleheader tomorrow. Got softball also at home tomorrow. LR softball about to start just across the way from us at 3 o'clock. Doubleheader today against Southern New Hampshire.
You want to talk about some pitching performances, the softball team.
Goodness gracious. Gave up, 3 hits in 14 innings in a doubleheader sweep of King on Wednesday. Just completely dominant.
With 16 strikeouts. It was just a thing of beauty they put on.
1-1 on Stober. Trying to get a big base knock here to pad this lead even more for the Bears. It's at 5 runs right now. 4 in the first, 3 in the sixth, and 1 here in the seventh for Lenoir-Rhyne so far. Stober thought about it, held back 2-1.
Stober's never an easy out because for a smaller guy, he got a big swing radius.
Yeah.
He swings at a lot of pitches.
And if he puts the ball in play,
he can fly.
He can beat out just about anything. Puts it in play here, left side. This is going to be a tough play for Hines, and they got him. Hines makes the tough play, gets Stober by half a step, and LeBar limits the damage to just 1 run. We're through 7, 8-3 Lenoir-Rhyne, trying to take game 1 of this 3-game series on the Bear Sports Network. The first Carolina West call to the bullpen today for Lenoir-Rhyne brings Henry Cartrette into the game. Final line on Andrew Patrick, 7 innings, longest start of the season, by the way, for an LR starter. 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts through 85 pitches. Super efficient day for Patty, and is in line for his 3rd win in as many starts. Cartrette, 4th appearance of the season, inning in 2/3. All 5 of the outs he has recorded this year have been strikeouts. So the transfer from USC Aiken cannot be off to a better start than he is here in 22. Facing 2, 3, and 4 in the Shippensburg lineup, and Carter Hines went too far around for strike 1.
Just to wrap up on Andrew Patrick, I mean, efficient is, I think, the best word, and really kind of worked through this start. It wasn't clean anywhere, it feels like, but the score was clean, and I mean, he didn't get into too much trouble.
There's that curveball that Cartrette features and has consistently thrown it for a strike thus far this season. It's 0-2. So much movement from the left side. You don't typically see lefties feature that bending curveball. Cartrette does. There it is again. Strike 3. 6 for 6 in strikeouts this season for Henry Cartrette.
I have love for a good lefty. I mean, myself being left-handed, never, when I pitched, was a speed, never had a lot of speed, so a good junk ball throwing lefty, they always got a place in my heart.
Cartrette's got some decent velo, but yeah, I would put him into more of the junk throwing lefty category. I'll bet you AB back in the day, a little pretty intimidating guy on the mound, huh? There's curveball to Schilling for a strike.
A long and wild frame. That's what it was. Everything looked faster than it really was thrown.
I can just picture you going up on the mound, shaking off people, and no, I'm throwing the curveball every pitch.
Developed a little circle change.
Yeah, another curveball fouled off. 0-2. It's been just strike after strike after strike from Carteret every time he's come into the game this season.
Defenses love that so much. I mean, know something good's going to happen if you just keep it in the strike zone.
Every time he's come in the game, he's worn the chain that you get for being a dog out of the bullpen. Went around 7 for 7 in strikeouts.
I mean, it's just filthy at this point in time. Batter's like, he's got him completely guessing.
So now Lake Lloyd gets his second at-bat of the day after he replaced Yoder, who got hurt. First pitch downstairs. So the dream of the immaculate inning. I was thinking it. I didn't want to say it.
I was thinking it too.
Is no more, at least this time around, for Carteret. It's one of the hardest things in baseball to do. You talk about throw a no-hitter, get 4 hits in a game. This one's yanked down the left field line and gone. Snuck over the fence from Lake Lloyd. So the 2 replacement infielders today for Shippensburg have both gone deep. It's back to a 4-run ball game.
And I don't know if the wind had any help on that one at all. That just got out of here in a hurry. Barely got over the wall, but didn't miss by much. He yanked that one out of here.
Second homer of the day. You should take a look at the Spangler replay. I think the wind probably helped a little bit. I don't know. Just snuck it over the wall between the fence and the batting cages. Straight away left. So Carteret gives up his first hit and run of 2022 in the Bear uniform.
And I mean, just this game, Shippensburg, it's 4-8. It's still kind of within reach, but like they've scratched and clawed to keep this game from really getting out of hand.
Curveball at the knees, 1-1. You remember what the pitch was that Lloyd hit out? Was it a fastball or was it a hanging curveball?
I think it was a curve. I think he got ahead of a
I
curveball.
concur.
Which can happen sometimes. You just leave one that
Yep. If
slides.
you throw as many as Carteret does, it's bound to happen eventually. 2-1. That was a fastball just off the plate. But AB, the wind has gotten consistently stronger as we've gone on here in this game.
And it's swirling out there, which
Yeah.
makes it so hard to read. I mean, it's to our backs out here, but then it's to their backs out in the field as well.
3-1, downstairs again. You know, it's cold where we're sitting because of the wind. If without the wind, we'd be fine. You know, we got the sun shining. There's not literally not one single cloud in the sky. A couple of like dashes of cloud.
It's a beautiful day.
But the wind is just nasty.
It can really play a game on just how you have to go about baseball.
And a walk to Chronister. So 2 strikeouts, a home run, and a walk here in the 8th for Carteret. Wonder who's going to be next out of the bullpen for Chris Ramirez in this game. Obviously, this inning belongs to Carteret. Justin Byler digs in, lefty on lefty matchup here. Curveball down the heart of the plate for strike 1.
Good pitch, too. You're not going to mess with that one early on in the count unless you were just sitting on it. That's a good pitch.
One and one. That might have been a slider there. That looked like it had a bit of a different break than the curveball normally does. Moving Kuda back towards the left center field gap. The wind was more gusts earlier, but now it's just consistent. Another curveball, another strike. 1-2.
And when you got a pitcher that throws a lot of off speed, that's when you can get a little worried about it, because batters can just get under it. And without a lot of power, just kind of lift it out there. Create some trouble.
Cartret trying to get through this 8th inning. 1-2 pitch to Byler. He got him on strikes. Cartret gives up the solo home run, but strikes out the side. And the lead is 4 for the Bears as we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Durham Field. Another Carolina West call to the bullpen for the Raiders of Shippensburg. Second appearance of the year for Ray Winter. 6'5", 205-pound redshirt freshman from Bayside, New York. Ray pitched 3 innings of one-run ball back in the opening weekend against, of one-hit ball rather, back in the opening weekend against Belmont Abbey. 3 strikeouts and a walk and 3 scoreless. So a good first outing for him, trying to build on that here, facing 9-1-2 in the Bear lineup in Bell, Kuda, and Laskowski. David got what is now an even bigger hit in the game back in the 6th. 3-run home run with 2 outs. Made it 7-1 at that point. Shippensburg has chipped away with 3 runs since then.
And Coach Ram said it earlier, they're a scrappy team. They're just going to keep playing. They're trying to give themselves a chance to win this game. Still searching for that first win of the season.
David, 5 career home runs, yanks this one to left on a line right to Schilling, who grabs it for the first out, but barreled that one up just right at Schilling and left for the first out.
Center field number 8, Wade Kuda.
It feels like forever ago when he smashed that home run on the leadoff pitch.
Yeah. First pitch of the bottom of the first inning. First pitch that Nick Zegna, the starter for Shippensburg, threw, left the yard. No doubter straightaway right. Takes a first pitch strike here. That's a rare occurrence. Mark it down. It's 3:13 p.m. on Friday, February 18th, and Wade Kuda took a first pitch strike.
He might not do that again for another month.
Ball and a strike. 3 for 4 day today. The home run, single in the second, single in the sixth. Reigning sack player of the week.
Sack's got some good competition too, so that's a tough honor to get each week.
1-1 is a fastball just above the belt buckle for ball 2. Looks like we'll see Cannon Butler to pitch the ninth for the Bears. He's the one up and warming in the bullpen. 3-1 on Kuda. Good stop by Chronister back there.
If you're the Bears, you'd love to make this a non-save situation. Give yourself a little extra room to breathe.
And now on 3-1, they're going to put Kuda on base. Wow. There's some respect right there.
Laskowski, he's tied for the lead, or he's leading the team in walks so far this year. And I don't think it'll take much longer before Kuda starts catching up to him.
I don't know, man. The way that Kuda goes after those early count pitches, doesn't walk a ton. That intentional one is just the second walk of the year for Kuda. Laskowski watches a strike on the outside corner from Ray Winter.
That's just insane to think. As good as Kuda's been, it's only the second time he's gotten on base via walk.
He's gotten hit by a pitch more often than he's walked. Laskowski to deep left field. Trouble with it is Schilling, but he uses as Kuda's standing at second base is going to be doubled up. I have no idea what's happening here because Kuda was at first base. Laskowski flew out to left field, and Kuda got tagged. Shouldn't he be out?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what the call is. Oh, I think they called it a balk.
Oh, they called it a balk before the pitch.
And we were talking about that.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day. Jason Stubbe, our ace scorekeeper who's was on the broadcast with me the other night, said that because it was on a balk, and this is true, that the pitch, if you hit it and it becomes a base hit, then it counts as a base hit. So it was a balk. Laskowski hit it to left field, and it was caught. So Kuda moves up to second, and we'll do it again.
That's insane. You were just talking about that on the broadcast. I mean...
So that's the... I got to say, I didn't expect that situation to come up so soon after that happened, but here we are.
Wow.
Wave and a miss.
Second out of the inning right there.
So Laskowski down on strikes for the second time in a row. Now Ynesta, with 2 outs, gets a chance to knock in another insurance run before the ninth. Kuda big lead at second. Ynesta leans out of the way of the first fastball for ball 1.
Haven't had a chance to see it so far today, but you got to believe the Bears are going to be sending Kuda, try to test one of the outfield arms.
There was one situation earlier when Kaysen in center field may have gotten a chance to throw Laskowski out of the plate, but he fumbled with it in center field. Cole was able to score with ease, so that was the only real chance we've seen for an outfielder to throw for Shippensburg. Ball and a strike on Unesta. And the pitch. Went around, 1-2.
Fooled him right there. He was all in front, thought he saw a fastball, and that died on him.
Lenoir-Rhyne looking to win its 7th straight game. First of 2 today between the Bears and the Raiders of Shippensburg. They'll finish up the 3-game set tomorrow at 1 p.m. Unesta grounds one up the middle and through for another base hit. Kuda will score without a throw, and the 2-out hits keep on coming. This time it's Unesta with an RBI single.
Runners in scoring position with 2 outs. I mean, the Bears come through, it feels like, almost every time.
7th RBI of the season for Unesta. It's a 9-4 ball game. Now Clerno walked and scored a run in the 7th. I'm going to have to do a deep dive on how many runs LR has scored this year with 2 outs. I mentioned 29 out of 41 in the Goldie Beacom series.
You can do some work on that
That'll be my project before tomorrow. 1-1 to Clerno. Touch outside. 2 balls and a strike on Nick. DHing in this game 1. Will be catching Joshua Lanham in game 2. Scheduled for a 4 p.m. first pitch. Assuming things get wrapped up in this one in a timely manner. 3-1. Back pick to Unesta, who's back in safely.
And I mean, today it's been the same story for the Bears as it's been all season at the plate. Just 2-out hits, the long ball, and just really taking care of business when they needed to.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That has been the story of the season offensively for the Bears. Timely hit after timely hit. Clerno walks for the 2nd time in a row.
And it's really impressive thinking of last year. They finished 25th in the nation, led the conference in home runs.
Yeah.
And
63 in 41 games, and now 13 in this, the 11th game for the Bears. That was something that Chris Ramirez doesn't. He didn't want them to be so home run reliant, and they have thrived with the home runs this year in big situations, as you've seen in this game today. But they've also gotten the big 2-out hits in other situations. Atiles pops one up. This is going to be a tough play for Hines going back, and Casson comes in and makes a good play to retire the side. But the Bears get another insurance run. The RBI single from Drew Unesta. 3 outs left between the Bears and their 7th straight win here on the Bears Sports Network. Not a save situation, but still a 9th inning outing for Cannon Butler, his third of the season. Got back on track on Wednesday against Limestone. Scoreless inning, struck out the side after he got roughed up in his first outing against Goldie Beacom last weekend. One of the real leaders in this bullpen and on this team. Glad to have him back after he missed the last part of the preseason and the first few games with a medical issue that has now been resolved. And so Cannon, really unique sidearm delivery, will face the bottom three in the Shippensburg lineup, led off by Justin Darden, who hit a 2-run home run in his first at-bat of the day last time up after he replaced Piper at third.
And I feel like for Cannon, that's a great name for a pitcher.
Oh my God.
Cannon Butler, that's just a great name. And then
born to be a pitcher.
Second off, I think he really lives and dies behind his fastball.
There's the fastball, perfectly placed at the knees for strike one.
Yes. Whenever he's rolling, he can spot it almost anywhere, and it's really a game changer. Glad to see him get on track in the last game.
Darden to second base. 2 hopper to Laskowski. 2 pitches, 1 out here in the 9th. Another pinch hitter for Shippensburg. It's number 33, Ben Wurkheiser. Pinch hitting for Lawler. Wurkheiser, 5'11", 205-pound senior from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. First pitch, same spot, strike one.
Pinch hitting for Shippensburg, number 33, Ben Wurkheiser.
Wurkheiser's made 5 starts. This is his 7th appearance, 3 for 17. Actually, 4 for 17. He's got a triple this season. Popped up right side. Perino gives it a look, but it's out of play. 0-2.
When I hear somebody gets a triple, I just immediately think they can run. Triples are so hard to get nowadays with the arms out there.
Yeah, triples to me may be almost more difficult than home runs these days.
I can agree in a lot of ways. Especially in a smaller ballpark, if you can find a way to get a triple, it's almost a lost art.
The way that baseball has evolved over just recent history, more emphasis on strikeouts and home runs. Strikeouts on the mound, home runs at the plate. 1-2 on Wurkheiser.
That's what we've seen a lot of today. We've seen some home runs, some doubles, not a whole lot of the small ball aspect.
No. There's a line drive and a base hit back up the chute for Wurkheiser. It's his 5th hit of the season in a pinch hit role. And now I think they're going to run for him.
Which would completely go against everything we just said about him having legs.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing, but I'm glad that you said it. So, Wurkheiser, the single, gets pinch run for. Hard to see. Shippensburg's got the red numbers, which we were talking about this before the game. We really do like their color scheme as Williams beats that into the ground foul. But it's Jackson Lobianco is the pinch runner. Sophomore from Irvine, California. But it feels like with the white writing, that's a little bit of a mouthful there, that the numbers should be the same color. The numbers are red and the writing is white. I don't know. Feels like you got to be consistent. Williams shakes his head at himself as he swung at that one at his chin, and it's 0-2.
It's not just that. Red is one of the hardest colors for the eye to pick up. So when you have it in the numbers like that, that's why red cars tend to get more speeding tickets, because cops just tend to think that they're moving faster because of the difficulty in seeing it.
Huh. AB dropping some knowledge. I have heard that before about red cars, though.
Yeah, red's a harder color to spot, so when you have it, that's just the numbers right there with all the white and the blue. Play a little trick on your eye.
1-2 on Jafari Williams, who has a pair of strikeouts today and now has the hat trick. 2 outs.
You see some frustration showing right there for Williams, too.
Well, he swung at a really bad 2-strike pitch. Or for the second strike, I should say. And now the 5th at-bat of the day for Juju Casson.
Got to feel that's a little bit of the season frustration, too, on him.
Juju off the end of the bat, down the left field line, drops it fair. Ball bounces about a foot inside the left field foul line. And an excuse me double there for Juju Casson.
Another case, I think, where the wind pushed that one in play. Wind's blowing out towards right field, so that ball was tailing, but just wind wouldn't let it tail all the way out.
Looked like it was going to be foul off the bat, and I agree with you, AB. Wind pushed it back, just tucked it inside the left field foul line. Yuri got to it as quickly as he could, but a double for Casson. Now Carter Hines. Big hack and a miss for strike 1.
And for Butler, you just lock back in. You got 2 outs here. Go ahead and focus on the guy at the plate.
You know, he'd love to keep it a 0 here, even with a 5-run lead for the Bears. To keep it a 0 in the top of this 9th and build on his strong outing last time. Hines pops it up. Very narrowly missed the light pole behind the first base dugout. And Shippensburg is down to their final strike here in game 1. Bear dugout very lively, cheering on Cannon Butler. Delivers the 0-2. Chopper up the middle, tipped off the glove of Butler. Laskowski transfers, and that does it. Nice pick by Perino, and Lenoir-Rhyne wins its 7th straight game. Takes game 1 of this doubleheader, 9-4 here this afternoon in Hickory.
Good performance all around, I think. Wind played a factor for both sides, but the Bears took advantage early. They jumped out the 4 runs in the first, and then the big 3-run home run in the 6th kind of gave them some room to breathe. Pitching did its job, closed it out.
Butler a scoreless 9th, 7 innings strong today for Andrew Patrick. He gets his 3rd win in as many starts. Bears play long ball, 3 home runs from Kuda, Perino, and Bell. Get some timely hitting late, and the formula continues to be the same for the Bears. Strong starting pitching, hitting a lot of home runs, timely 2-out hitting. They keep up that. Not going to be many in the loss column this year for LR. So for Anthony Brown, I'm Eric Bach. We'll talk to you in about half an hour when we get rolling in Game 2 here on the Bears Sports Network.